our first ever Hobby Deep Dive player is Elias Pettersson. Now remember, it's Elias Pettersson, 2 T's and 2 S's. That's the first thing you got to know when it comes to the hobby. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Swedish names. So, 25-year-old Swedish hockey player from Sundsvall. I think that's how you say it. Sundsvall Troy is about 100,000 people. 21st largest city in Sweden. About 4 hours north of Stockholm. You played there in Stockholm.
I've been to Stockholm. I've not been to Sundsvall. Definitely been to Stockholm.
So Elias Pettersson was the 5th overall selection in the 2017 NHL entry draft by the Vancouver Canucks, of course.
What's up with this jersey? It doesn't fit him.
Well, I think he was like
trying to put it at the time. Yeah, and he has to like pull it down, but it's got a funny picture.
So taking 5th, I always think, well, who's taken ahead of him? Oh, right. If we had to do the old 2017 draft over again.
Yep.
So first pick that year was Nico Hischier, then Nolan Patrick. He's the guy that just kind of retired, right? And then, but didn't retire. Was in the news.
Yeah, recently, I think so. I think you're right.
Then Miro Heiskanen was 3rd, the defenseman for Dallas. Cale Makar 4th.
Okay.
So I think if you did that proverbial redraft, that I'm sure most people would take Makar first, but then I would guess Pettersson would be 2nd with a bullet in that.
Yeah.
In any sort of redraft scenario. After the draft, though, he went back to Sweden, played in the SHL. Looked like a wise decision. So this would have been in the 2017-18 season. He scored 24 goals, added 56 total points in 44 games played. He was named the Swedish Hockey League's Rookie of the Year and the MVP, Troy, in 2018. And his team won the SHL championship.
So they paint you gold when you win this?
I guess.
This is like, I was like, what is this picture? I
didn't know where to put it. You get a gold helmet and a gold...
I love it.
No, they should paint you silver, and then they could call it like the Swedish Triple Gold Award.
Oh, man. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Not doing that again. He also played for Sweden in the World Championships and World Junior Championships in 2017-18. He had a goal and 2 assists in 5 games played for the gold medal Sweden team in the World Championships that year.
See you, Sweden.
Then the following season, he joined the Canucks, played really well in his rookie campaign, 28 goals, 38 assists for 66 points in 71 games played. Good enough, Troy, to win the Calder Trophy in 2019.
Yeah, and to get his picture taken at, where's that place? What's the funny? Oh, why did I have such a good joke lined up? What's the funny?
Yeah, you fumbled that one.
Yeah, the school portrait, or like the portraits that are just
glamour shots.
Glamour shots, and he had the perfect opportunity to get a glamour shot with that trophy. Looks great.
Yeah, there you go.
Well,
rocking the tuxedo there. So he gets drafted 5th overall, goes to Sweden, wins Rookie of the Year, MVP, the championship, wins a World Championships gold medal with Team Sweden, comes to the NHL, and is a Calder Trophy winner. That's not a bad run.
Not a bad run at all.
I feel like I didn't know that he was that successful either. It's been very quiet up until this point. I kind of knew he was good, but I guess never to that extent. Well, thank God we have Hobby Deep Dive, Troy.
Well, I'm curious. You say that. I'm curious how many points he scored against the Wild, because that's usually how we got our hockey knowledge. The last 2, 3, 4
Everybody
years.
looks like Mario Lemieux against the Wild.
I can look it up while you talk.
Well, and then fast forwarding ahead a little bit. So last season was Pettersson's best year of his 5 years in the NHL. 39 goals, 63 assists, 102 points. It was the first season with more than 100 points. So it was really the first time he kind of hit that, I know it's 39, but sort of magical 40 goal mark and 100 points mark. When you look at though his early NHL career, and we've talked about this, I think, a few months ago on the show, the biggest thing was his weight. Like, he was super skinny. You go back to that picture of him putting down his jersey at the draft. The guy's 6'2", and when he was drafted, he was 176 pounds. Pretty thin for a guy with the 6'2" frame. And so it seems like that almost every offseason since he came to the NHL, the major focus has been putting on muscle mass and getting stronger. And there's lots of articles this summer that he's kind of like muscle is caught up to his frame a little bit, and he's grown into his body, whatever that means. But he's finally at a point now where he can throw his weight around a little bit. He's strong enough to win puck battles, and that really is benefiting his game, and that's part of the reason why he uh, his production has jumped up so much. And that we made fun of this summer the sort of the stick flex, right? He has like the third or
Yeah.
fourth now what highest stick flex number in the league, but that is a sign of how strong you are. I think like Malkin or something like that is
Ovi. I think Ovi's like 110 or
Ovi,
something.
and Pettersson's like 102 or something like that. So
Yeah.
he's kind of getting up to that point. Now, the other big kind of newsy thing about Pettersson, and I think we mentioned this in Who's Hot, is pay a lot of attention this summer because he's I think, a restricted free agent, and they have to, say they have one more year where they could kind of go down that road, but at some point they have to re-sign him, and the Nylander contract was sort of probably a benchmark, and he could even make more. Like, could be a 11-12 million-dollar a year kind of guy. So I think that'll be the big news, Pettersson related, coming this summer. Other than the fact too that it's really him and Quinn Hughes that are sort of anchoring this very young, exciting team that has a pretty dramatic rebound because they were pretty much a dumpster fire all last year, and
Yes.
now are one of the better teams in the NHL. All right, so that's the background on Pettersson. Now, in these hobby deep dives, I want to do a little bit more of a kind of dig and deep dive into their hobby,
Yeah.
sort of their cards and stuff like that as well. So first of all, he's the 2018 Young Guns. He has PSA 10, pop 2297, huge gem rate, 76%.
Yeah.
That sold for 168 US January 15th. It's up about 3% in the past 2 weeks, up about 4% in the past month. All-time high for base Young Gun PSA 10, 463 US in February 2021. Now, looking at his top 5 highest selling cards to date, and again, when we do these top 5 lists, I always do like highest selling cards because not just like top 5 sales, because in a lot of cases it's gonna be like their cup 99 and it's gonna
Yes.
be just the different patch, and 4 of the 5 will be that card. So these are the unique. So if it is like a cup out of 99, I just take the highest sale of that
Yeah.
card, if that makes sense. So number 5 is his 2020 Skybox Metal Universe 9798 Retro Gold PMG 101, 2900 in February 2022.
Come on, Upper Deck. They did him dirty on this card. Look at
What
that.
is it with their mouth open?
He's like amazed at whatever's going on. But I think, again, I'm not the biggest PMG guy, but I think this looks nice. I think it looks really good.
We talked about like the ridiculous sale prices during the pandemic. I feel that 2,900, given where his career has elevated to at this point, I can't imagine this would sell for less than that today. Probably double, I would think.
Yeah,
something like that.
this was a great buy, whoever got it.
Another big 101, which is his number 4 high selling card, 2018 OPG Platinum Marquee Rookies Golden Treasures 101, sold for just $100 more, 3,000 US in April 2022. So,
Boy,
yeah.
What would you rather have?
Well, based on the picture, the PMG, but I think that the OPG Platinum Golden Treasures probably looks better in hand. I'd want to see.
Yeah, this picture doesn't do that any justice at all. So
I think I like the PMG card better though. But
yeah,
which one would you rather have?
I'd rather have the PMG. I think this looks great.
Oh my gosh, you're becoming a PMG fan, Troy.
Oh my god.
You got a fever? Do we need to take your temperature? What's going on here?
No, it's late at night and I'm delusional right now.
I guess. Number 3 sales, a 2018-19 Upper Deck Young Guns High Gloss out of 10 BGS 9.5 sold for $3,050 in May of 2019. Yeah. That's a nice looking high gloss.
Yep.
I like that card. Number 2 is a 2018-19 The Cup Tag Auto out of 4 is raw, sold for $3,357 in March of 2021. I just don't like these cards. It's made in Canada.
Oh, you just lost all our listeners. No, I agree. I think
I have no problem that it was made in Canada. I'm just saying it's just these laundry tags are just dumb.
Oh, I thought you were trying to rip on Canada. I'm like, don't rip on Canada. They love us. Like, we love them. No, I get you. If it said made in USA, we would be complaining too. I'm like you. I'm not a big fan of the laundry tag. or
Yeah.
whatever this is, the tag. It's just not one of my things. I do think this is a really nice picture of this card, though.
Yeah, I like kind of the rose color of it. Or I'm just not. We've talked about before. I'm not a big fan of the
Yeah,
whole laundry tag thing.
and we love Canada.
And we love Canada. We do. Number one sale. This is the one where there's been multiple sales that are in the 3 to 4,000 range, but the highest selling Cup RPA at a 99 from 2018-19 for Elias Pettersson was 4,061 US in June of 2021. Pretty
He
cool
must skate with
patch.
it. He must skate with his mouth open 100% of the
Yeah.
time. That's a cool card.
And oh, just a note too. This is not the exact card. There was whatever picture for the top sale, even though it was only a couple years ago, has disappeared. So I just had to find another copy
Oh, man.
as a representation. But
Okay.
he has zero sales of even $5,000.
That's interesting.
Well, you look at like what was a Quentin Byfield that we posted on social media for like 7,800 a week ago or something.
Yep.
Nothing against Quentin Byfield, but yeah, I don't know. Then if you look at like card ladder sales history, 8,817 Elias Pettersson cards have sold in the secondary markets to date. So it's like since he became a rookie in what 2018-19. Now, if you look at his sales since the 1st of October, right? So this is the year that he's kind of starting to take off a little bit. And through basically today, 12,043 of those cards, of those 8,817, have been in the last 3 months. That includes 32 sales of 500 US or more. Kind of then doing like a year over year analysis. I went back to the start of the start of the season in 2022-23, and there was 785 Pettersson cards that had sold in that same time period. So you go from 785 a year later to 1243. And then from 32 sales of 500 or more this year since the start of the season, looking back at last year, there was 18 for 500 or more. So you can definitely see that there's more hobby love and interest in Pettersson this year, but still a little bit under the radar. Again, highest selling cards, $4,000 at this point. So it would take basically, well, here's a fun exercise. Let's just try to do really quick. The top 5 highest selling cards for Elias Pettersson, would that even equal what a Connor Bedard NHL Draft SP PSA 10 sells for? Probably not.
Yep, it does. It does.
Oh.
It gets right there. Oh no, it does. Once you add 2 and 1 in, yeah, it's like 15,000.
Okay, good. My faith in the hobby has been restored. Oh, anything stand out to you about Elias Pettersson?
No, he's one of those guys, like you said, I should know more about him than I do, except for what I know about him from Who's Hot and this hobby deep dive. But yeah, interesting or really good young player.
Yeah, still just 25, so should have a lot of good years left.